It was a normal night in Seattle. Melissa was in bed with her husband when their dog started barking. Wondering if the dog was hungry again, Melissa went to feed him, but he hadn't even eaten the food they had left out. When she went back to her room, Melissa found a photo of her husband lying on the floor, crushed to death. Suddenly, a killer came up behind Melissa and held a gun to her back, subduing her. The incident scared Melissa to the point of crying. The next moment, the killers put a pillow over her head and killed her to muffle the sound. So, the killer behind the mask was none other than another Melissa. The second Maurice hides the other Maurice's body in the trunk of her car and pulls Maurice's clothes on and goes to her husband. The husband also had no idea that this was not the Melissa who had just gotten out of bed, but a different Melissa. Next, we are shown 4 friends working at a software engineering startup company. They are Lena, Noel, Devin, and Jose. They had just developed a software for vehicle parking. Noel and Devin tell their investors about their product. Although the investors liked Noel's proposal, they only gave Noel a week to develop the software. Like Noel, the investors know very well that something like this cannot be developed in a week. But they had found a separate team that promised the investors to develop this product within a week. Noel could guess who was in the other team. Noel and the others had planned to recruit another person named Seth to join their team and had told Seth all the details about the parking app they were going to build some time ago. The guy had stolen Noel's idea and promised to build this app for investors before Noel. Noel was angry about that. Meanwhile, we see the other 2 members of the team, Lena and Jose, at home drawing pictures of each other. Josh has a big crush on a girl named Carmen who lives near their house. That's why Josh had drawn Carmen, not Lena, in his picture. The problem is that Carmen has a boyfriend. After a while, Noel and Devin come and tell Jose their bad news. The 4 of them were planning to do very big things with the money they were going to make from this product. But now, they can't possibly build the app in a week, as the investors asked. So, they all go to Carmen's bar to get some drinks. Carmen says that the reason they're having no luck is because of the house where Lena lives. That's because a woman who used to live in that house had disappeared without a trace. But Lena didn't care about that. She just wanted to forget everything and enjoy the moment. Devin was more confused than the others because their software failed. That's why he decided to leave this software startup and start a separate job. This makes Josh very angry. That's because Devin had made this decision without even trying to build the product in a week. In his anger, Jose threw something he had caught at the wall and damaged it. When Lena went to look at the broken wall, she saw something very strange. The wall was completely fake. He saw a staircase behind that wall. So, when the group got together and removed that wall and went up the stairs behind it, they saw that there was an attic inside the house that they had never seen before. There were many strange things there. There was a strange device that could be used to look around every room in the house and a photo of 2 other women. So this woman was the Marissa we saw at the beginning of the film. Not only that, there was also a secret path that could go to the back of the house. At that time, Devin fell and accidentally hit a mirror there. Suddenly, with a flash of light, one of Devin's hands mysteriously went inside the mirror. Everyone was shocked to see it. Because of this, Lena and Jose also put their hands inside the mirror and looked. They did not feel any pain or discomfort from putting their hands inside. So Devin turns on his phone's camera and looks into the mirror, and unbelievably, the mirror is the same attic they are in. While everyone is shocked and unable to believe anything, Jose gathers his courage and, when everyone says no, goes to the mirror and enters the room. Jose enters the same attic as they were in. Everything in their attic is the same there. When they go out through the secret path that leads to the back of the house they found earlier, Jose sees the 4 of them having a barbecue in a corner of the garden. Josh can't believe his eyes. Josh records them on his phone for about 15 minutes and then goes back to his world. Jose tells the others that he watched the four of them for 15 minutes. The other three who hear this are very shocked. That's because according to them, Josh had only been inside the mirror for 5 seconds. So they send Josh back and use a stopwatch to time the time it took for Josh to return. Then they realize that 10 seconds in their original world is 30 minutes in the world inside the mirror. Noel is the one who understands the scientific side of this. He says that because of the chain of events that happened that day, they found this mirror. But the people in the other world have not yet found this mirror in their world. That is, because the software failed in this world, Devin decided to leave the startup and go to another job. Josh got angry and hit the wall with something, which damaged it. When Lena came to see the damaged wall, they were able to find the fake wall that was there. This is why they were able to find this mirror. But since this chain of events did not happen in the other world, none of the four friends in that world still know about these mirrors. So the group tries to take the mirror downstairs. Then the portal in the mirror closes and it becomes just a regular mirror. When they see it, the group realizes that the portal will only open if the mirror is placed at that angle and in that location. That's why the mirror is nailed to the ground and fixed there. They continue to investigate the mirror. After a while, Jose and Noel enter the mirror, one after the other. But Noel doesn't find Josh inside the mirror. So when he goes back and asks the others about Josh, Josh also comes back. Josh asks where Noel was. So it seems that they both went to two different versions of the same attic. That's why they both managed to enter the mirror and emerge from the same attic by holding hands. So it turns out that the mirror is a gateway to parallel universes. They had heard stories about parallel universes, but none of them had ever dreamed that such things really existed. So time inside the mirror world passes 180 times faster than in the world of light. This gives Devin a brilliant idea. They can go to the mirror world and develop and implement their software in less than a week. They also realized that the strange gadget that could see the rooms in the attic meant that they had to move here and there so that their other versions wouldn't catch them. So the two of them started working on their software in the attic of the mirror world. Josh, who was in the mirror world, had no idea that they were working on two different versions of their own software in a secret attic of their house. Somehow, working from the mirror world, they were able to develop and finish their software in less than a week. Then, the group went to meet their investors first. The investors, N0, couldn't even imagine how they finished this work in less than a week, but it didn't matter to them. The work was done anyway. This is why they make a lot of money from the software. And the group didn't forget to go and have fun. Seth tells them that they can't fix it so quickly, that they did something to make the software, but now there's nothing he can do either. The group goes to Carmen's bar to celebrate their success. So Josh gets a great idea to get another job from this magical mirror they accidentally found. While they were in the mirror world to fix the software, Josh had written down the winning numbers of a lottery. If the lottery in this world had the same numbers, they could have become billionaires without any problems. But when they look at the lottery in this world, they realize that the numbers are completely different from the numbers Josh brought. That means that none of these worlds are 100% the same in every way. So the four of them enter the mirror world separately and start collecting new information. Not only that, but all four of them steal money from the people in the other versions of that world and make a great fortune. Apparently, the four guys in that world are very wealthy. One day, Lena finds the diary of the woman Carmen told her had previously lived in that house and disappeared. That woman is none other than the Marissa we saw at the beginning of the film. Marissa had moved into this house after her husband disappeared and, like Lena, had accidentally found the mirror. Marissa had then seen Marissa in the mirror world and had followed her for a while. A photo taken while following her was the one they saw the first day Lena found the mirror. This led to a strange idea for Marissa. In Marissa's real world, she realized that there might be a reality somewhere where her husband was dead but still alive. Because of this, Marissa searched and finally found a reality where her husband was alive and killed Marissa in that reality and lived with her husband. So, Noel had a great desire to become a big moneymaker and blow up millions of dollars someday. Because of this, Noel joins Jose in the mirror world and blows up $1 million like the scene in the Godfather movie. Also, they find a DVD of the Frankenstein movie starring Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone there. But in their real world, Ryan Gosling did not star in the Frankenstein movie with Emma Stone. That means that even if it did not happen in Noel's real world, there could be millions of other successful creations like this that have happened in other realities. Because of this, they managed to find a lot of new ideas that can be created in different ways by going to different realities. Noel wanted to steal ideas and create those things in his world. Then they could just become billionaires. But somehow, Devin didn't like this idea-stealing business very much, because Seth did the same thing to them by stealing the concept of their parking app. But Noel didn't accept that the people in these other realities were real people. That's why he didn't pay much attention to what Devin said. Realizing that talking to them was useless, Devin starts searching for his father on the computer in the mirror world. So Devin's father had committed a big fraud in the real world and finally committed suicide. The last time Devin spoke to his father, he had insulted and cursed him a lot. This is why his father had committed suicide. Since then, Devin has lived with great regret. Because of this, Devin searches for his father in other realities. But in every reality Devin has watched so far, his father has committed suicide. So, unlike Devin, everyone else took full advantage of the mirror. Noel stole advanced technologies from other realities and brought them here. Lena stole paintings and drew them like hers and became very famous. Now they are super celebrities in that world. One day, Seth comes to meet the group at a party. Seth knows that Noel has done some big fraud to become so successful so quickly. Because of what Seth said at that time, there is a big fight, and Noel somehow manages to control the group. So even though the group somehow gets control, they still have a big hatred for Seth. Because of this, Devin also talks to Seth, who lives in another reality. When Noel says no to Devin, he destroys all the things in Seth's house in that world and beats Seth up badly. Noel also tells Devin to beat Seth up, but Devin doesn't like it. Devin scolds Noel a lot for what Noel did, but Noel never accepted that there are real people in these other realities. Apparently, Noel has started to change little by little because of this mirror. Devin asks Lena for Maurice's diary, who used to live in this house, and starts reading it. She goes to find her missing husband, and, as it turns out, Maurice has finally gone crazy because of that mirror. Devin is afraid that this will make Noel go crazy too. Jose realizes that Devin is in a lot of trouble and changes Devin's mind, so Jose takes Devin with him to meet Carmen, who is his crush in another reality. The three of them have a good time while having a good drink. So, realizing that Jose is going to have sex with Carmen, Devin goes downstairs to tell them to do whatever they want. Devin also puts on headphones to drown out the noise of the couple. But unfortunately, Devin was wearing headphones, so he didn't hear Carmen's boyfriend opening the door and entering the house. Suddenly, a gunshot rings out from the upstairs room. The next moment, Devin drags Josh, who is covered in blood, back to his world. So Carmen's boyfriend had shot Josh after seeing him sleeping with Carmen. Now, no one can figure out what to do. Devin tells Noel to call the police, but Noel pretends to call the police, but doesn't. Josh is also his friend, but Noel doesn't call the police because he's afraid that if he calls the police, the mirror will catch him. This is why Josh ends up bleeding and dies. He covers Josh's body and starts arguing about what to do next. Devin wants to call the police, but Noel doesn't want to. That's because he can't even explain to them how Josh got shot. Noel comes up with a crazy idea to keep them out of trouble. He kidnaps a George from another reality and talks about replacing Josh in this world. Devin doesn't like it at all. But after he initially doesn't like it, Lena likes it, and Devin eventually has to agree to the idea, albeit reluctantly. Jose, who was in another reality, finds someone and kidnaps him while he is sleeping and takes him to their world. The next day, Jose wakes up very surprised. Jose sees that all his friends are packing up to leave that house, so the three of them talked and made up a story to tell Josh. That is, they have sold the rights to their startup to a company in Canada to raise funds for their startup. They had made a lot of money from that. Not only that, but after seeing Josh's part in their parking app, Stanley Tack, a major software company in that country, was willing to give Josh a lead software developer position. So because of the agreement they had signed, they could not reveal these things to Josh before. They had all told Josh all these things while throwing a party the day before. The other three said that Josh didn't remember anything because he was so drunk that he fell over. So, since all three friends are telling the same story, Josh also thinks that he must have been drunk and didn't remember anything. Even more, Josh was crazy when he found out that he had found a lead software developer position at Stanley Tech Company where he had always wanted to work. So, Josh says goodbye to everyone and leaves to take up work at his new company. So, while Lena and Noel steal new ideas from other realities, Devin continues to try to find a reality where his father is alive. Meanwhile, Josh, who has just started working, has started to feel a great discomfort that he cannot explain. Josh's confusion increased after Josh checked his social media account. He couldn't remember anything he had posted online. Everything in those photos was completely different from how Josh remembered them. Because of these things, Josh is very confused and helpless. Meanwhile, one day, Devin is scolded by Lynn for what they did to Josh. But that evening, Devin apologizes for yelling at Lynn and tells her about what happened between him and his father. Devin lived in indescribable pain because his father committed suicide because of what he said to his father. Because of this, Devin searches and searches and somehow manages to find a reality where his father is alive. In this reality, Devin's father tried to commit suicide and failed and is now in prison. Devin starts crying, telling his father everything he couldn't tell his real father. But his father doesn't know that this is not his real son. So his father is also very happy. His son came and talked to him like this. Meanwhile, Noel shows Lynn a new creation that he stole from another reality. Using those devices, you can completely change the nature of matter, like turning water into gas. Noel says that he's not showing this to Lena because she has big dreams, but because she has big dreams. The next evening, there's an art exhibition of Lena's paintings. Except for one painting, all the others are copies of paintings she's seen in other realities. No one who came to see the exhibition even looked at the painting that Lena drew alone. Regardless, Lena feels this strongly. When everyone turns away from their original paintings and looks only at the others, she wonders if she's really worthless. Because of this, she starts drinking heavily. After a while, Devin also comes to the exhibition to support Lena, but Devin sees that Lena is very drunk. So before Lena can go crazy, Devin takes her home. Devin says that he really liked Lena's paintings. Devin still has the flyer that Devin bought from Lena's first art exhibition in his purse. Not only that, Devin says that if Noel didn't become friends with Lena, Devin was planning to ask Lena for her consent. Lena, who is very happy about all these things, spends the night with Devin that day. But we see that Noel sees the two of them together through a strange gadget in the attic. Noel keeps using the mirror like a madman, and Devin is very worried about Noel, not knowing where he will end up. This is because Devin knows what happened to Maurice after reading Maurice's diary, after she became addicted to using the mirror. So Lena says that she will talk to Noel about it. The next morning, when Lena wakes up, she sees a note on her bed saying that Devin is going to be away from everything for a while. Since Devin isn't answering his phone, Lena tells Noel. But Noel doesn't care. He says that Devin will be gone for a while and will come back after he has made up his mind. Noel wanted to start an affair with Lena again, but Lena didn't want to. That's because Lena knows very well that they are not compatible at all. At that time, Lena gets a call from Josh, and Lena is going to meet Josh. So Jose is very helpless. He starts explaining to Lena in great pain how everything in his life has changed now. Josh had also found a pistol in his bag, but Jose has never even touched a pistol. Not only that, Josh had a stomachache that he couldn't get rid of no matter what he did. Lena came home and told Noel everything Josh had said, but Noel didn't take anything seriously. Lena couldn't even imagine how Noel could be so cruel. That evening, Lena looked into the room and saw through the strange gadget that Noel was putting someone's phone in the trash. So, it was Devon's phone. While Noel was away, Lena took the phone and connected it to her laptop and checked the phone's real location. The phone's last location was a small house near a lake far away. Lena met Devon at that house. For some reason, Devon didn't want to talk to Lena. So, Noel was ready to leave because Noel had lied about Seth filing a big lawsuit against them. Lena realized that Noel had done something very wrong. Incredibly, Devon didn't even remember sleeping with Lena the night before. That's when Lena begins to understand what's really going on here. The two of them are together, and it's Devon who killed Noel and brought him here from another reality after seeing Noel on that gadget. Lena's body is numb. She tries to explain everything to Devon. But as expected, Devon doesn't believe any of it. So Lena leaves the flyer for Lena's first art exhibition that Devon gave her the day before, and Devon's phone there, and leaves. When Devon opens her purse, he sees that the flyer she had with her is still in her purse. Meanwhile, Josh learns that Noel's story about selling his company is a lie. So when Josh goes to the house to meet Noel, he finds the door to the secret attic. Josh sees Noel unexpectedly coming out of a mirror there. Josh gets very angry and threatens Noel to take the mirror and remove the nails. Noel was also unable to do anything now. But Josh's attention changed for a second. Noel jumped on Josh, and the two of them started fighting. Due to this fight, Josh accidentally shot him in the stomach. When Josh was shocked and tried to help Noel, another Noel suddenly came out of the mirror. So the Noel who came later was the original one. Since the mentality of a Noel in every reality is the same, the original Noel had teamed up with another Noel and stolen a lot of advanced technology. He wanted to show those things to the world and become the Thomas Alva Edison or Albert Einstein of that time. But now that the fake Noel is about to die, Noel shoots both the fake Noel and Josh and finishes him off. At that moment, Lena arrives and sees with both eyes the crime Noel has committed. Noel tries hard to justify what the man did. Noel takes Lena with him and shows him all the advanced technology he came to steal. Not only that, even though Noel has told Lena his preferences in every reality, each of them has some shortcomings compared to the original Lena. Because of this, Noel tries to force Lena to like him. Lena pretends to like Noel and slowly takes Noel's gun and shoots Noel. But the gun does not fire, because the gun only works on Noel's fingerprint. Lena, who is very scared, runs away and tries to escape to the mirror world, but it does not work. When Noel tries to forcefully seduce Lena, Devon suddenly comes and shoots Noel. This causes Noel to fall into the mirror, but since Lena knows that the man will come back, she turns the mirror upside down to change the angle of the mirror. This deactivates the portal, and Noel's body, which was already halfway out, is completely separated in two. After Lena somehow removes Noel's body, she asks Devon how Devon knew the truth. Devon had recorded a video of all this on his phone. It was only after seeing it that Devon realized that Lena had told the truth. Because that mirror was so dangerous that at the end of the film, Lena smashes the mirror, abandons everything, and leaves with Devon. So, this is how the super thriller sci-fi film Parallel, which came out in 2018, ends. If you think this video is good, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to continue watching such great movies. We will meet again with another brand new video like this.